Hey guys, welcome to the 2 a.m. Pipe on a Patio with Onion. Coming to you from the Onion Patch. Tonight, smoking my Savinelli Tigre 321. And in it, I am smoking some Vincent Manil Reserve du Patron. This is the third installment of the Tabac Manil tobaccos. This tobacco's much thicker cut than the Petite Robin. And I think it's even a little thicker cut than the Brumeuse. This one reminds me very much of the La Brumeuse tobacco. Just a very good tobacco. Um, of course, these tobaccos come very dry. You have to pack them very tight to get the best smoking pleasure out of them. Because they're so dry, you pack them tight so they have a slower combustion, and you are able to taste the full, exquisite tobacco flavor of the Semois tobacco. And these tobaccos are only grown in the Ardennes Valley in Belgium. This particular brand here, the Vincent Manil Pure Semois. See if I can get the light on that a little better. Is all done by one man and his wife. From planting to harvesting to the drying to the cutting to the packaging. Just a man and his wife do all of it. And it comes in a 3.5 ounce block of tobacco. And as I've said before, it comes 3.5 ounces. But as I've said before, you get a ton of tobacco from this block because it's dry. And you're not paying for the wet tobacco, you're paying for a dry tobacco. This is packed in there like a brick. When you go to transfer it, when I transfer it into a jar, I use the big 16 ounce jar, and I have to jam it into that jar to get it all in there. So usually when I'm putting tobacco in a jar, if I have 2 ounces of tobacco, I'll put it in a 4 ounce jar and I'll have to stuff it in there. If I have 4 ounces of tobacco, I have to use an 8 ounce jar. If I have 8 ounces of tobacco, I have to use a 16 ounce jar. That's just how it works out, because you have to shove it all in there and really push it in to fit it in there. This is 3.5 ounces, and I have to use a 16-ounce jar to fit it all in there because there's so much tobacco stuffed in this thing because it's dry. So you're getting a ton of tobacco. You're not paying for the water content of the tobacco. So, one of these bricks is like $27.50 or something like that. But what you're paying for the amount of tobacco you're getting is really a deal, in my opinion. Because the volume of tobacco that you get is double what you would get with a wet tobacco. So 3.5 ounces of this tobacco is like 7 ounces of a regular tobacco, as far as volume goes. And it's quite just a wonderful tobacco. And it lasts a long time. I mean, it really does last a long time for me. It is just so dang good. There's no flavoring. There's no toppings. It is just the Semois tobacco. I don't notice a big, huge difference from one to the other. So I think if you could find one, they're pretty much, flavor-wise, I would say they're pretty much the same, one to the next. And it's mostly the difference is the cut of the tobacco. Although the Petite Robin, I did notice, and I probably wouldn't have noticed if Paladin Piper hadn't said it, there was a slight, very, 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 very faint floral note to it. And I don't know why that one has it and these others don't. But the Semois is a varietal of burley. And it is just a wonderful tobacco. I mean, it really is wonderful tobacco. I think if you like burleys. Now, see, I'm kind of getting a chocolate note from this, which I get from a lot of burleys. So, but I didn't notice that from the other one, the Petite Robin or the Vermeuse. The Vermeuse had a I got like a sesame cracker taste from the Vermeuse. Go figure. But this one, I'm getting more of a that cocoa note from like a burley that you would get from a burley. And the slower that you smoke this, the more you get from it. So if you're one of those guys who likes to freight train a tobacco, it's probably not the one for you. But if you can sit down, relax, and just sip the tobacco and keep it tamped down, get your tamper and keep it tamped down really well. And just take your time with this. I think you will really enjoy it if you like burleys. If you're not a fan of burleys, you may not enjoy this at all, but it's a taste and a flavor all unto itself. It's nothing like any burley I've had previously to this. And when you light it, you don't have to light it much. It is so good. So I have tried all three of these, and I love all three of them. But it's not a tobacco that, if you're like into flavors and you know, aromatic type of tobaccos and that kind of stuff, you probably won't like this. But if you like a good burley, and you want to try something exquisite, something just all unto its own, this Semois is really, really good. When I first saw this and I saw the price of it, I was like, man, I don't know if I want to, spend the money for that, because 3.5 ounces and it's $27. That's more than $7 an ounce. But when you open it up and you start packing it into a jar and you realize you have to stuff it into that jar, and it just keeps expanding as you take it out of this block, it just expands up. The volume of tobacco you get out of this block is amazing. think it may have a, a bit of a nick hit. I don't know. I smoke a lot of really strong tobaccos, but I would think that this would have a pretty good nick hit to it. So if you get it, you might want to eat a good meal before you smoke it, especially if you're not used to smoking a strong tobacco. It is just it's such a great tobacco and such a great change of pace from smoking. Like my last bowl was Coniston Cut Plug, which has all these florals and flavors going on, and then you go to this and it's just a natural, wonderful flavor. I enjoy these. I love them. I will constantly be smoking these for the rest of my life as long as I can get them. I want to try some of the other brands of Semois that are out there. I need to find some of those. But good stuff, man. It really is good stuff. So anyway, I'm gonna just cut this here. I've gone way too long, and I will talk to you later. Enjoy your bowls. I recommend the Semois if you can get them, if you want to try them. Have a good one, guys. God bless.